So in this video, we're going to be finding all the eggs in Big Scary, and the first one is actually right over here. So, I forgot to click record voice for this episode, so I'm going to be doing it. I'm going to be narrating. So the first one, he pointed, and I saw it, and I'm going for it. I absolutely ran. I didn't press the button, though, which I would regret later, because I had to come back and beat it after. But then we went on the 3, and so he went all the way to the end, and I watched first, because the big rat guy, he's right there. And I thought he was dead for a second, but then the rat guy went the other way. So I decided I'd go to that little secret room, and I went, and I'm running, and I'm scared, so I hit a dead end, and I thought the rat guy was gonna kill me. And when I saw him not in the hallway, I was actually pretty relieved. I saw a ticket, so I went for that, and I was on to the secret room where the rat dance and the computer is. I made it here. I'm pretty sure I'm safe in here because of the green wall. So I went down, and I came into this little rat area. I wanted to look for the egg. Couldn't get in, though. And it was not in there. So now I had to go back without dying. So I made my way back up, and I started to head back. About now, he had said he had found the egg, so I had to go all the way back to spawn and then come back. I saw the rat, so I wasn't that scared when he got me, but didn't really want to die, so I made a run for it right here. I found the wheel, fortunately, so I didn't have to run all the way back and go to the respawn the levels button. So I made my way over to the exit, popped that right in the door, pop, and then I went over to get the egg, which is right here. So all you have to do is make it to the end, and then get the egg, and we're on to the next part. So this one was pretty tricky. We didn't find it for a while, but he was going to go down the yes, and I'm going to go down the no, and we're going to see if we can find it, and if it was outside the map, because there's a good chance it could be. Now, we do know that these are the 2 wrong ways, and we were planning on going on top of the things. It probably was going to be down there. That's what we thought. So we're gonna go down there and see what's down there. But first, I gotta get that ticket. He's brave, unlike me, so he was the first one to jump. He went down looking for it. He died almost immediately. You can see him kind of dying right there. And then kind of waited, staring at my capybara. I waited for him to get back. It wasn't very eventful. I went down to go. I was gonna try and jump down, and I went back up. We're gonna go test the right way now, because it could be in the room. So I went down. Unfortunately, though, it was nowhere to be seen. He checked in the water, it wasn't there. He went back up. So we were gonna go look back down at the ones down there, just in case. So we headed down. I had to put the straps on my controller because when I ran, it kept making noise and it was getting really annoying. And this is him trying to pep talk me into going down. But I said that if the egg was down there, I probably would see it because it kind of glows a little bit. And he did not convince me to go down there, so I was not convinced. He kept telling me to go down there and that there was a chance. And I think eventually he convinced me. And I was going to have to jump for it. I jumped. I immediately regretted it. I started by as fast as I could running to all four corners, seeing if it was there. I already hit the first corner and the second corner. I heard him for a second, but then it went away, so I thought I was safe. Then I went to last corner, but it wasn't there, so I went to the middle. And then something gave him a bright idea to jump down. So now he's down here with me. Except, so is the monster. There he is jumping down. I almost pooped my pants. So then next we're going back down here again. Because we couldn't find it anywhere. And I forgot to check under just in case he missed it. So I looked under there. And I went up on top of here because maybe it could be on the shelf, right? It was not. It was not there. And then I tried to get up on the second one and I could not get it. But then I saw it. I saw it up on the shelf and I almost was 100% positive that was it. I went up and it was it. So the third one is right there. Or is that the fourth? That's the fourth, I meant. Now this one. This one I kind of had a feeling that I would have just had to run through the maze and see if I could find it, which was eventually the case. So me and him ran through the maze after a little bit of negotiation to see who'd go first. And eventually we went. Soon. Of course, he made me go first. I was running through the halls. I found a ticket. That was pretty handy. Tickets are good. So I'm just like running through the maze. And if I hear the sound that the monster makes, I would probably run so fast back to spawn that you wouldn't even know I was there. My goal was to just run down every hallway as fast as I could without dying. And by then, I had no idea where he went. So, I was stuck at a dead end. I heard his music. I knew I wasn't gonna make it. So I waited for him to come down to the... That was, It wasn't that scary, but I had to restart. So this time, I'm going that way. Might as well press that button, because why not? So I went down here. I know there's a button in here, but there may not be. There was no egg. So I went down, and there it was. Lo and behold, the egg. So then we went, and then I tried to, yeah. Awesome transition time. So now we're on this level, and he went that way, and I'm gonna go this way, And oh look, I already found it. I'm just better like that. But the actual odds that I found at first try were pretty amazing. I'm not gonna lie. That was a joke. But with all seriousness, that was probably the easiest egg that we've found so far. It wasn't really much. That one was up there. I forgot to record, but he was over there. He said it was in that box, and I said it was up there. So, we got that egg. And now we're on this level. So, this is the one where you have to tap the rocks. He said it was probably going to be up in the temple. And I looked around, and he was chasing me, so I got up on a tree. And I happened to see it when he was chasing me. So, we went over to the egg, and we got it. And that was probably one of the easiest ones. So we got that. It's right here. It's on top of the exit for this level. So, just gotta make sure the monster isn't there. And he always seems to overthink it, but now we're on level 9, so. This level was probably one of the tougher ones.
It's
Actually,
me,
no.
Punky the Pumpkin. I want some candy.
This was one of the tougher ones.
Open the door for
we did. So our goal is to look in like the houses.
Find some candy for me.
He thought it may be in the maze, so he went to go look at the maze. So I looked around. I looked at the pumpkins. I looked all around. I tried to see if I could see a glowing white dot that was in the form of an egg. And he immediately got destroyed on the maze because there are monsters after him. Because the monsters can get on top of the maze, so that's not good for him. I made my way over to this house right here. Slowly. Because I did not want to be sent back to the start. And I made my way up. And there was nothing. Absolutely nothing. So I went on top of the maze to continue his research. And I quickly realized there was nothing there. So I got on top of that light post. And I made my journey away from the maze. Because it obviously was not there. I thought it could have been behind the maze, but the chances that they actually made it that hard to find were not very high because they wouldn't make it that hard to find. So I skipped about like 20 minutes of looking around. But then we eventually got to this house that had absolutely nothing. And then we got to this house, and I thought I saw something, but then I realized I didn't. But I was going to go check anyway. So I made a jump, and I looked inside, and lo and behold, there was an egg. Candy basket.
Let's go find me some more
candy. So that's where that one is.
Please. I think there's some by
and then we made it over to... I told him where it was, so he could get it. And I ran as fast as I could, and he had already made it. I didn't even know where he was until I saw him. So I headed on back, and I was going over to the button so I could... And oh look, there's people, random people. So we left the lobby, and we continued on. The egg was actually right up here. We spent like 30 minutes looking for it, and we could not find it anywhere. And then just as I gave up, I laid down on the ground, and I saw it, and I thought it was the light, but then I tapped it, and it was the egg. So now we're on to here. I have never even touched this level before. I've never even been onto this level. I gotta make sure everything's good, though, so I even tapped that light. And then I realized it was this level. I actually did play this level once. And let me tell you, if you're actually trying to beat it, it's actually decently hard. What I've done is I played Monkey Marathon in there, in the vents, and it's kind of easy. So our first goal was in the vents, because I know where the vents are. Popped my head up to see if there was little baby Hasbula anywhere, but there wasn't, so I knew it was safe, and I ran over to the safe zone. I tried to do that way. I headed on out, because I did not think it would be in the vent. That would be way too difficult. So we headed back there. So we decided to go down this hall, and at this point I didn't really know where he was. So I just kind of ran, because I felt like the thing was right behind me. And I turned the corner, and I looked at the bed, and it was right there. And then it got me. It scared me. That next egg was right in the middle, though. It's right out there. Should be right there. And he got it easily. It's not that difficult to get. This one's right under the spider web. Also not that difficult to get in the eye level. And then this next one, give it a minute, I went in the wrong one. This next one is right behind the sign of the level, so that's also a basically free one. This one we had some trouble with. We went through this one for a while, and I missed it. We could not find it. This one was a difficult one. So we just kind of ran through the halls. We saw the lost and found thing. I almost died. I ran up into the hall, and I ran down. I was looking behind the spider webs and on like different corners, but I could not find it anywhere. It was tough to find. I saw a little compartment, I didn't know what that was. I thought it had to do with the exit, and I kept going. So I kept running down the hallway, and I tried to find my way back to spawn. That scared me. Juked him, but I guess I can't juke him. And I kept going after a little bit of convincing, and I went first. So I ran the same way for some reason. And I looked at the spider web again, looked at the clown thing again, and I found this. And I went up this, and I saw this guy's nose. It was looking real red. So I touched it. Little did I know, when I touched that, it would disappear. And I thought it was pretty cool that happened. And I thought that was pretty funny that I touched his nose. Little did I know that was actually the egg, and I found it. So I kept looking for the egg. I had no idea where it was. He got it too. He also had no idea what it was. So we kept going. We kept looking for it. We ran around. We looked at some other things. We started to hear the music, and he got him. But this next level is in the fireplace. It should be right here. But I forgot to click record. So that was the very last level 16, and that should have been all the eggs, I believe. So now we have this awesome new hat, the Easter thing with the chick inside, and I think that might be the new thing. Subscribe.